You walk through a park carrying a sandwich. A dog sees a possible friend. A squirrel sees a large, unpredictable tree that walks. A pigeon sees a food dispenser with poor quality control. And somewhere nearby, a crow is checking whether your face appears in its records. So, what do animals actually think of humans? The short answer is that there is no single animal opinion. To different species and even different individuals, a human can be a parent, predator, coworker, landlord, vending machine, moving obstacle, or suspicious ape who keeps pointing at things. Each animal gives us a practical job description, not a philosophical description. A deer probably does not stare at a hiker and wonder whether humanity has lost its connection to nature. It needs faster answers. Dangerous or safe? Familiar or strange? Food source or food thief? Approaching or leaving? Has this particular hairless creature been helpful before? That is the first important point. When scientists ask what animals think of us, they usually cannot investigate private thoughts directly. The animals are not filling out questionnaires. Even the octopus keeps drawing outside the boxes. Instead, researchers study what animals notice, remember, approach, avoid, and expect. They test whether an animal can recognize individual people, follow human signals, distinguish emotional expressions, or learn that one kind of human is more dangerous than another. This reveals something like the animal's working model of us. Not a complete inner monologue, but the clipboard it uses to decide what happens next. The second important point is that animals do not experience a human in the same way we experience another human. We are heavily focused on faces and speech. A dog receives a large smell cloud wearing shoes. Our scent can reveal where we have been, what we touched, and perhaps whether another dog has recently inspected our trousers. A horse notices posture, movement, voice, and emotional tension. Many prey animals have a wide field of view and are extremely sensitive to the direction and speed of an approaching body. A calm person walking straight toward them while staring may believe they are being friendly. The animal may see a predator performing a very slow and poorly concealed attack. Birds can be highly attentive to gaze. Some animals care more about our hands. Others react strongly to our voices, vehicles, uniforms, or the objects we carry. So the creature holding the clipboard is working with a completely different set of evidence. For many wild animals, our job description begins with a fairly unflattering title: super predator. In experiments across several ecosystems, wild mammals have often reacted more strongly to human voices than to sounds from their natural predators. In one large study in South Africa, researchers played ordinary conversations near waterholes. Many of the mammals were more likely to flee from human speech than from lion sounds. Apparently, a person calmly discussing something is more alarming than a large cat announcing itself. Anyone who has overheard a conference call may understand this. If you like bad drawings attached to useful explanations, subscribe, and we will continue giving the animal kingdom paperwork it never requested. Humans are strange predators because we do not look especially impressive. We have small teeth, no claws, and the sprinting ability of a cupboard. But we hunt in groups, reshape habitats, use tools, and can be dangerous from a distance. Wild animals do not need to understand rifles, roads, or property development. They only need to learn that human signs often predict trouble. That learning can be remarkably specific. African elephants have been shown to distinguish categories of people using human voices. In one study in Kenya, elephant families reacted differently depending on the language being spoken, and whether the speaker sounded like an adult man, woman, or boy. These differences match the level of danger historically associated with those groups. The elephants were not filing every human under bad. Their clipboard had subfolders. This person sounds familiar. This category has been dangerous before. That one is less concerning. Keep listening. Maybe move away. Experience matters because fear is expensive. Running from every sound wastes energy and feeding time. Ignoring every sound can result in a very short research career. That is why animals constantly update the job description. Wildlife living near harmless hikers may become less reactive. Animals exposed to hunting may avoid people more strongly. Some city animals learn that humans provide food. Others learn that only certain humans provide food, usually the ones sitting down with an open paper bag. Even predators often classify us as danger rather than prey. Large carnivores commonly avoid human activity. Experiments with pumas found that recordings of human voices could make them leave feeding sites and spend less time eating. To the puma, we may be a dangerous competitor who arrives without warning and then puts a trail camera near dinner. Of course, this varies with species, location, hunger, and experience. A habituated predator is not the same as a wild predator that rarely encounters people. What does a lion think of humans is already too broad. Which lion? Which humans? What happened last time? Now consider dogs, whose clipboard looks less like a threat assessment and more like an organizational chart. Dogs have lived alongside humans for thousands of years. They are unusually skilled at using our gestures, attention, routines, and emotional cues. When confronted with something unfamiliar, dogs often look back and forth between the object and a person. They use the human's reaction as information. The job description might read social partner, provider, source of instructions, opener of difficult containers. This does not mean dogs think humans are dogs. It means they have become very good at forming relationships across species. They know we are different, but useful differences can be accommodated. One party has the nose, the other has thumbs and access to the cupboard. Dogs also judge individuals. Your voice, smell, movements, habits, and history with the dog all matter. To your own dog, you are not merely a human. You are a particular bundle of expectations. Morning walk, familiar footsteps, safe place. Occasional betrayal involving a bathtub. Cats perform a quieter version of this calculation. Studies show that cats can distinguish their owner's voice from unfamiliar voices. They may turn their ears or head without walking over, which means the message has been received and placed somewhere below urgent. Cats can also use an owner's voice to track where that person seems to be. It is tempting to say cats think we are giant cats. That is a popular idea, but it is more confident than the evidence allows. A safer description is that cats treat familiar humans as social partners, sources of resources, and major features of their territory. We are part companion, part furniture system, part employee. Domestic animals that are not pets also build detailed human categories. Horses can recognize people and respond differently to happy and angry human expressions. They can even remember the emotional expression previously associated with a particular person. Goats have also shown preferences for positive human faces in experiments. Being domesticated does not make an animal a simple machine that sees every person as identical. It gives the animal many reasons to study us carefully. Urban birds may study us with even less sentimentality. American crows can recognize threatening human faces. Other crows can learn about those faces socially, meaning one unpleasant encounter may become local news. To a crow, your job description can be transferred between departments. Herring gulls pay attention to human gaze and food handling. They may hesitate when watched directly, and they are more interested in objects that humans have handled. In gull terms, humans are both security guards and unpaid restaurant critics. If the upright ape touches one item, that item may be worth stealing. Even animals with bodies and brains very different from ours can learn individual human identities. In experiments, giant Pacific octopuses treated particular people differently after one person regularly fed them and another bothered them with an irritating touch. The octopus did not need a human-like theory of personality. It only needed 2 entries on the clipboard: good human, annoying human. This brings us to the biggest misunderstanding. We tend to choose between two extremes. Either animals secretly think exactly like humans, with full sentences, moral judgments, and detailed opinions about our clothing, or they do not think anything meaningful at all. The reality is more interesting. Animals can form categories, expectations, emotional associations, and memories without thinking about us exactly as we think about ourselves. Their model may be simpler in some ways and far more sensitive in others. A dog notices scent information we miss. A horse catches tension in our movement. An elephant hears danger inside a voice. A crow remembers the face attached to a bad afternoon. And the clipboard is not fixed. Every interaction adds another line. A wild animal learns whether people chase or ignore it. A pet learns whether hands comfort or frighten. A city bird learns whether eye contact means danger and whether a crinkling bag means lunch. So the real question is not just, what do animals think of humans? It is, what kind of human have they learned to expect? To the animal kingdom, humanity is not one thing. We are millions of individual job applications, submitted every day through our voices, movements, smells, tools, and behavior. And judging by the positions we have been assigned, some of us should probably update our resumes.